Welcome to CNT News and our first official broadcast of many. We are here to show you the news happening in your city. For how it happens, with no if, buts, or maybes, only hard proof. Straight from the mouths of your fellow citizens. Our first story tonight entails some deranged and weird fetish that has taken over a state employee. Or, as we have come to call them, the Serial Sniffer. We will now go over to our interview with the first victim of this dastardly treatment. Good evening, and welcome to CNT News. Ignore what it says on the mic. Those guys. I'm here with somebody today who's been sexually assaulted by a police officer during a stop search. We're gonna go talk to her now about her traumatic event. Come with me. She's right here, not too far away, thankfully. Lady, would you please state your name into the microphone and who you are?
I'm Ria. I got sniffed while handing out pamphlets. Yeah.
You got sniffed while handing out pamphlets. Could you
Yeah.
replay the scene, like part by part, for me? As in, like how the officer approached you and sniffed you in such a manner.
I was handing out pamphlets for the dog shelter, trying to get some dogs adopted, and
Real sweet
he
of you.
approaches me and starts accusing me of selling drugs.
Disgusting.
And then his friends roll up and they say that this one guy is training to be a drug sniffing dog, and then they had him sniff me.
You hear that, folks? The police are training people to be sniffer dogs. What has this come to? Explain to me what happened after the scene. How did you
They,
feel during the process?
I was definitely very scared because it was three men stood there yelling at a guy, telling him to sniff me, and that I was dealing drugs when all I was doing was trying to hand out some pamphlets.
My goodness. You heard that? A woman trying to do a good deed, getting a shakedown for apparently, quote unquote, selling drugs, and then gets sniffed upon by a male officer, being egged on by his employees. Disgusting behavior. We're going to find out who this officer is very shortly, because we're going to do a bit of an investigation ourselves. Ria, I'm so sorry this happened to you, but thank you for sharing your story to CNT Network.
It's not a problem.
A dramatic zoom to the face and a tear down the eye. So sad. All right, see you later, bitch. Interesting stuff. What kind of sick freak would even consider sniffing an innocent young woman? Well, we have a couple of follow-up interviews with some of the citizens to gain their thoughts on this indecent crime. First, we have the owner of Legion Bar and fellow woman, MJ. Okay, good morning.
Morning.
And welcome to CNT News Network. I'm here with a lady called Mary Jane, who is known to be an outstanding citizen in the state of Los Santos. But MJ, do you know what kind of police officers patrol your streets?
Yeah, I know most of them.
Fantastic. Because I have a
Good
report
customers
here.
of mine.
Oh.
Okay, what's your report?
A young lady was handing out flyers down at the airport about adopting dogs.
Okay.
And the police turned up to her and hassled her as to what she was doing.
Okay.
To where one of those officers was identifying as a dog and without consent began to sniff her and her person,
Oh.
like on her and around her.
Oh.
How do you feel about that?
I think that would make me feel a little weird.
A little weird.
Yeah. I don't think I want anybody sniffing me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know my hair smells good, but it doesn't mean people can just sniff it.
Exactly. I agree.
I mean, maybe ask first.
I mean, again, that would be a courteous thing to do, but apparently that did not happen to this young girl.
Well, I mean, but at the same time, if they identify as a dog, I mean, dogs don't normally ask permission before they sniff people. They just come up to you and start sniffing.
I guess there's a part to play here.
I have very, very conflicting feelings about this.
I guess it falls into a person of the law. identifying as a canine unit and just sniffing people.
Do we know who it was?
Apparently, the young lady doesn't know their name,
Okay.
but I did try interview a Mr. Cadet Loxley, and he
Okay.
refused to talk on the matter. So there's more to be found out there than there is. But I
Sounds
believe
like it.
the
We need
cops
to
won't
get to
talk
the
about
bottom
it.
of this.
Agreed. So I
Okay.
just wanted to make you aware that there is a cadet pretending to be a canine unit and sniffing people.
Okay. Well, if anybody comes in and sniffs me, I'll let you know.
Please do.
Yeah. Happy to
Well,
help.
Mary Jane, thank you for your time.
You're very welcome.
Some interesting stuff there. We also have another concerned citizen next with their thoughts on the incident. Note for the viewers, though, the person wanted to remain anonymous, so their face and voice has been altered to respect their wishes. So, here we are with an anonymous individual who is close to Rhea. Sir, I'm about to tell you something, and I would like you to give me your reaction and your thoughts. A friend of yours was down at the airport handing out flyers to adopt dogs. The cops pressed her over something being called as a drug deal, but was not investigated, nor was it said to be so. She was handing out flyers for dogs. She was then pressed by an individual pretending to be a dog, saying that he was a canine unit and he identifies as a dog. And he started to sniff Rhea, getting up to her body, laying his schnoz on her, and giving her a whiff. How do you feel about that?
I feel like this guy needs some serious help and needs to be locked up. What a sick individual.
I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. Do you feel like the police should be more involved with their employees and their mental state?
I do.
Do you agree with an officer identifying as a dog?
Well, in all honesty, Mr. Miles, it's 2020, 24 here. You know, you can identify as you want, but to sniff a woman without consent? What sort of sick joke is this? It's not part of the reason, you know. There's no explanation for this. Crying,
Has she?
sat in corners,
Oh my
you know,
god.
puzzled, not knowing what to do with herself, feeling lost and violated.
So, with that being said, what do you think of the repercussions if this officer should, what should happen to him? What should the police do?
We should have a public execution.
Oh! A public execution. That's a first. But I don't mind that idea.
Needs to be taken, you know, held accountable for his actions.
What
feel
type,
like
what
we
type
should,
of
you know-
execution?
We should chuck an Adam Lamberg's out. Bask him in mayonnaise.
How would that kill him?
Kill him never came out of my mouth, you know.
But execute kind of falls into the terminology.
Well, execute his
executing
personality, right? Embarrass him.
Oh, his personality. Yes.
Yes.
That I stand for.
Yes.
Execute
Just
his
think,
personality.
Mayonnaise,
folks.
chicken feathers from the chicken factory.
Turning him into a massive cock on TV.
Exactly.
So he can identify as a cock, not a dog.
Could wrap him in pig intestines from the grapeseed farm.
Oh.
Make him a little, you know, soggy scarf.
Oh my god. Well, thank you for your time, Sir Anonymous.
Thank you.
This has been Donnie Miles with the current story of a woman getting sniffed by a police officer identifying as a dog. Thank you for watching.
Woof woof.
Whoa. Some harsh yet possibly understandable words there from that individual. But we will let you decide if that is a justified response or not. More from this story in the coming weeks. Next up, we have a Gangland Shootout that has taken the city by storm. We are soon going to be talking with some of the local PD that took part in responding to this devastating shootout and their thoughts on the potential gun crime epidemic. But firstly, we received an anonymous tip-off from an informant from the PD with some concerning news. And a follow-up interview with the two officers and the chief himself in regards to the shootout and this recent tip-off. Let's watch.
John Keller yesterday had a photo of an ass posted onto his TV. On his TV, he had a photo of an ass that got scanned. We don't know whose it is, but
Okay.
he's been terrorized by the ass bandit, and he spent over 20 minutes staring, sat in his room, observing the ass, and he also threatened to do ass inspections of all the male employees within the police department, which I said was a HR violation, and his response was, I am HR.
Hey, I got a question for you, officer.
Yeah, go on.
What do you know about the ass bandit that terrorizes PD?
Ass Bandit? I don't know.
You never heard of this ass bandit before?
No.
Because according to an informant on the inside, there was a picture of somebody's ass spread across somebody's television, and John Mackay, or was that his name, John Mackay? The chief of PD?
Yeah, John Mackay.
Apparently, he sat there for over 20 minutes inspecting this asshole that was spread across the TV. And apparently, he examined it to a point where he realized it's a young male employee due to the less coverage of wrinkles on the asshole. So it's got to be somebody young, in his words. So apparently, he's threatening to check everybody's asshole at PD. How do you feel about that?
That's a breach of privacy, right? HR get involved, no?
Well, apparently his threat was he is HR.
Oh my god.
Are you ready to get your asshole inspected?
I just came back from a long holiday like yesterday, so I don't think it'd be me, but I don't think I'm gonna go down that route. I don't want to go down that route.
I don't blame you, but just keep in mind that apparently there's an asshole bandit putting his asshole everywhere in PD.
I mean,
and he's one of you, by the way.
One of us? Oh god.
He's one of the PD.
Well, as long as I don't go in there, I think I will be fine.
You just avoid John Mackay because he will check your asshole.
That sounds scary.
You're telling me. I'm scared. I'm not even with you guys.
I don't blame you. Now
Well,
you say it like that.
Bring it up. Just a bit of an insight that I got. Just to, I'm informing you of what's to come.
I hope it doesn't go down that
Rig
path,
inspection. It's coming.
All right, well, thanks for the information.
You're welcome.
I'll tighten up, I guess.
Please spread the news. No pun intended.
I see what I did there.
Yep, I did it.
Beautiful. All right, thank you for the input.
You're welcome. So, sir, may I just quickly get your name and your rank, if that's okay?
Chase Utley, Sergeant Chase Utley, badge number 269 with the LSPD.
Okay, fantastic. So I had a conversation with your chief earlier on today about the suspicious activity in your offices about a butthole bandit. Apparently, they're posting pictures of their ass all over the offices of LSPD.
No.
Are you aware of this?
I'm not. This is the first I'm hearing about it.
Well, from what I also gathered, one of your colleagues mentioned that the chief of police, John Mackay, is breaking HR rules and wants to inspect everybody's ass.
Wait, what?
Yep, he wants to drop all your pants and inspect your ass. Now, I thought he was going to inspect the hole by, doing a bit of a, poking around the ring to identify. But no, he just wants to look at the shape and the size, so the circumference of the ass, to try and find the most similar ass to what was posted in his office.
Well, that makes sense. It's still research, yeah.
Yeah, do you think he's breaching any kind of grounds of HR with this, or do you think he's well above his in his rank to do so?
I think he's acting within the eyes of the law to correctly investigate whose ass is being posted.
Now, with that being conspired, he did mention to me he will find whatever civilian or whatever person with the badge and bring them to justice. He calls them a pervert. Would you believe somebody prankingly putting their butt everywhere is a pervert? Or do you think they're just having some harmless fun?
I mean, it can be quite distressing. I mean, you don't want to go around and see random people's ass. Like, I'm sure the proprietors of this beautiful establishment won't want me to expose my derriere right now.
Oh, okay, I see. And what do you believe should be the punishment for this individual for posting their bare ass all over the offices of LSPD?
I mean, it could be a decent exposure to breach of the peace, really. I mean, we'd have to look through our SOPs within our guidelines to make sure we obviously give them the correct charges and bring them to justice. No one wants to see a bare ass.
I agree. But what if it was one of your own? How would that make you feel if one of your own wearing the badge was posting their ass all over the offices? How would that make you feel?
My best friend.
Yeah, let's say if it's your partner.
Yeah. He works in the PD. Rob Banks, Sergeant. He's my best friend.
He's your best. So you think he's
Yeah.
posting his ass?
I've seen
You
his
think he's
ass.
one of
We're
the
best
cul-
friends.
Oh, okay.
I've not
Did
seen
you-
the
did-
asses of this butthole bandit person though. I'd have to check,
Okay.
but I've seen Banks' ass.
Do you guys show each other's rears a lot in the
Oh
offices?
yeah, quite.
In the
Yeah,
locker
quite.
room?
No, not in the locker rooms. No, we have our own private office.
What do you call that office, if you don't mind me asking?
Office.
Okay, I just assumed a place where you'd show each other's asses would have a better name than office.
No, it's just our office. It's just when we don't want anyone going down there, we would say, we just go to the office, and then sometimes I look at his ass and he looks at my ass. It's just bros being bros, really.
You know what? And I
Yeah.
respect that. It is almost
Yeah.
2025, and bros being bros is absolutely
Yeah.
okay with me.
Yeah.
Well, Sergeant, thank you so much for this small interview.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for taking your time.
Yeah. I hope that
So, yeah, I'm on my
maybe
way.
you find out who this butt bandit is in your office one day.
Oh, hopefully. I
Yeah,
just found
well-
out about it. Disgusting.
Yeah. Well, don't let me keep you from your duties.
Yeah, someone's robbed a jewelry store, so I gotta go.
You take it easy,
no.
Sergeant.
Thank you so much.
So I guess I would like to talk to you about the incident that happened the other day down by the Russian docks, as we've already described to you. Do you think the two parties are going to continue in conflict, or do you think there has been some resolvement, considering the casualty fallout that happened there?
I guess I'd like to say that there's been an uptick in violence recently,
Mhm.
and the LSPD are doing the best they can to maintain law and order. These two particular groups have been at loggerheads, and we've seen increased violence across both the groups. And I'm sorry to say that I think there probably is more to come.
Okay, and with that more to come, is LSPD ready to respond and try and shut down that conflict as soon as it arises?
Yeah, LSPD are highly trained and ready for anything. We have escalation processes in place that we can scale up and down our responses according to what's met in the streets to ensure the safety of the general public.
Fantastic. It's great to hear. And just a little note on for you. How quick are EMS to respond to these scenes? Are they quick as well?
EMS are constantly working with us to make sure that their responses are as quick as possible, also as safe as possible. We have a very close working relationship to ensure that EMS can attend to the scene as quickly and safely as possible, and I think we've demonstrated that on multiple occasions now. And yeah, I think they've got everything they need to ensure that they can do their job.
Fantastic. As you mentioned, there's been an increase in gun crime. Has it just been between the two organizations that happened on the incident that day, or is it between more organizations that exist within the city?
We've seen an uptick in violence across the board, unfortunately. I'm not sure what's led to that, if there's something in the water or what, but there's definitely an increased aggression on the streets.
Is there any type of gang information center we can go to, or is there an investigations unit in organized crime that can crack down on this matter?
I am currently in the process of setting up a separate division, which is going to be a detective bureau, and their primary responsibility is going to be tackling gang crime.
That's great to hear. And just before, you said that you guys are very quick and responsive, but we've got some inside scoop. I could not tell if it's false information or real information, but have you heard about the asshole bandit in PD?
I wouldn't like to comment on the asshole bandit.
No comment?
No comment.
Because I want to entrust that the city is protected by those that take their job seriously, but apparently the asshole bandit is one of your own. Are you guys as seriously as you say you are?
I can assure you that the pervert behind the asshole bandit will be brought to justice, whether he wears the badge or is a civilian.
Okay, that's great to hear. I mean, nobody wants a pervert roaming any office or street. Next question is, apparently you are willing to violate HR rights by inspecting every male's asshole. Is that true or false?
I think my words have been taken out of context there. We were going to have a lineup, but that lineup was going to be fully clothed, of course.
Okay. But how would one inspect a bare asshole fully clothed? I hear you're going to inspect every ring. You're going to be prodding every ring to find out which matches the most to this picture that was in your office, apparently so.
That is false information. We would be looking at shape, in size only.
Will you potentially have a professional, say EMS, down here to double check your standards of investigation of this asshole thing?
I don't think it would need to get to that point, but if we had to involve an expert witness, I'm sure that could be arranged.
Okay. And just to kind of close out this conversation I'm having with you, we have been told by multiple sources that the PD believed to be the biggest gang organization in the city just with a badge. Do you believe that statement in some degree, or do you think everybody's kind of pushing the agenda that all police are bad?
I think that that's a ludicrous statement. PD are not a gang. We are entrusted government officials that are here to make sure that the law is adhered to.
Ugh, a lot to take in there, but you heard it here first, folks. The PD are trying their best to crack down on the crime and respond where possible. But will this make the PD's efforts go bottoms up, all because of this ass bandit? Only time will tell. More crime next. After our interview with the chief, we inspected our footage and took some time out. Then headed down to Legion Bar to acquire some sustenance, where we then came across two local homeless gentlemen that had set up camp outside Legion Bar and were currently being told to vacate the area by both the owner of the bar and the chief himself. Let's go to the scene and witness these events. So, behind me is a homeless individual, and apparently they have been causing a bit of a ruckus on Legion Square.
When the police came.
Don't rise to it.
No need to get the restraining order, you know.
Well, I did that when y'all were tearing up the whole park and peeing off the ceiling.
Come on, Daddy Mac, you've been asked to leave peacefully.
I'm leaving.
Fire, Daddy Mac.
It's not my fire,
Whose fire is it?
Harold's.
Sir, a quick word for the media, if you mind. So, I'm here with two homeless individuals, and I believe that I've heard before that these gentlemen were pushed out of Legion Square for some unbeknownst reason.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
here to kind of ask these folk what the real cause of this ruckus is. So, gentlemen, if you don't mind stating your names.
I'm Arrow Steptoe,
And I'm Big Daddy Mac, you know.
and that's John Mackay there, look, he's the hate of the homeless.
He the one, he also a culprit of vacating the homeless, you know.
He's evicting us from our home.
So he's evicting you from your home. How long has Legion Square been your residency for? How long have you been homeless?
4 weeks.
We've been homeless for years, but we live under the bridge, you know.
We got kicked out of Skid Row 4 weeks ago.
Yeah,
we moved here.
We
Make
felt
home
very
here.
threatened under the bridge, so we moved to a nice place, you know, Legion Park. We thought people would be accepting, and we thought that the people would like us, but they don't like us at all. And the main culprit is stood right behind me now.
This
Little Red
woman.
Riding Hood.
She is the Jenny on the block.
She is the devil. She is the devil of this city, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
She's the kingpin.
She's the king.
Why do you,
She got-
Conversation that go off in Legion Bar. She's
got
kingpin
all
of
the
massive
men.
crime.
She's got all them in on a
organisation.
string.
I
Puppet
see.
master.
We told the police about her criminal activities, but they don't want to hear it, you know.
I understand. So, why do you think the, people that own a business here and the police, why do you think they want you out of Legion Park? Are you
'Cause they hate the
causing a
homeless.
scene at all, or is it just because you
No.
think they hate you?
We just think they hate us. You know, we set up our tents next to the swimming pool. We set our fires to keep warm, and they're not like us, you know. From day one, they're not like us. They call
They've
the
been
police
hitting us
every
with
2
bats and
minutes.
been
They
trying
hit
to
us with bats, and they
trying
pull
to shoot
guns on
us.
us.
My goodness. What
It's
horrific
been a real
scenes.
nightmare. It's been a nightmare, you know.
And she's the kingpin of the whole lot.
We thought this place would be really nice and accepting towards the homeless, but all we've got is anger and violence, you know.
Yeah, me think the police chief is in love with her.
I see. Is there no organization or charity within the city that can help you guys get on your feet?
No, man.
We've been offered no help whatsoever. We've just been handcuffed, put into jail, and then, you know, nothing. Nothing to help us.
Evicted now from a second home.
So do you believe that your civil rights are being kind of abused by the officials here?
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Sorry, I just got like fire. I'm a bit cold.
That's okay. Light your fire.
My hands warm.
So what do you think is next for you both? Do you think they're just going to keep coming over here and moving you out of Legion Square? What if that's the case? Where do you go from there?
You just tell me there's a restraining order. And if we don't leave it now, we get put into prison.
Put into prison on a restraining order. Who officiated that restraining order? Who was it
I
from?
don't know. He never told me. Never showed me no letter. Nothing. Never.
We've got no
Never give me
paperwork, but he
papers.
said to us if we don't leave, he gonna arrest us.
He just said you can look on my little laptop.
My
I
goodness.
said I want paper copy.
You deserve that right to have a paper copy of whoever
Aye,
filed
and
that
I
restraining
refuse
order
it.
against you.
Yeah,
You
man,
must-
yeah. But on a serious note, you really need to look at this little Red Riding Hood behind me. She, you know,
She's the puppet master.
She a criminal. She the biggest criminal. We sit here all day. We hear all the conversations. We see the people in and out, and they're all criminals. She even organized jobs with them, you know, to go rob jewelry shops, go rob banks, you know.
Really? So she's a kingpin of some sort of underground organization?
Yeah, she's mad. She
feeding
married-
information?
Man. And nobody think no wiser because she all act all nice here, you know.
She married to the leader of the Saints gang.
She's married to the leader of the Saints.
Yeah, she
Aye,
have
Terry
heavy connection with
Turner.
the saints, them white people, you know.
I see.
She grafts on everyone else.
Well, gentlemen, I am so sorry that this has happened to you. I really hope that you can find an end to your story and live fruitfully depending on where you go. And I hope the
I
police no
will
longer
find a
harass
new-
you.
Go and
No hole,
interview,
no.
go and interview her and interview the police, you know. But she give you a load of lies. They all carry weapons when they come here, you know.
We carry nothing.
Disgusting.
You not even got a phone.
They feel you as a threat just because of your existence. I am ashamed and I'm sorry to hear
Just
this is
because
how
we
you're
love
being
the
treated.
liquor.
Nothing wrong with that.
Just because we choose to live in, we want to live in a nice, safe place. They victimize us, you know,
I
just because
have
of
the
our
pool to
appearance and
wash.
our life choices.
We have the bushes to pull in. We want
Clearly,
to live in-
they judge a book by its cover. From my conversations with you, you are nothing but nice and polite with me. So I don't know
Thank
what
you,
they're
sir.
getting at.
Exactly, you know.
Exactly,
we just here,
man.
we just here because it's nice and safe for us, but you know they're not like it, you know.
Well, again, gentlemen, I hope you find the place you deserve most to be safe at, okay? So I'm here with Mary Jane, who is the owner of Legion Bar on Legion Square. As you've just seen, I've spoken with the two homeless individuals, and they said a few things about you, Mary Jane, which is quite alarming, but I can't assume all is true.
That is true. You can't.
So, may I please get your side of the story of these homeless individuals and how long
Sure.
they've been here and what kind of scenes they've been causing?
Sure. Do you have any specific questions?
Maybe just run me through their first interaction with you and
Okay.
how they've been since.
Okay. So Mac was the first one to show up in the park, and he put a tent up. And for a couple of days, he sat out here, and I checked on him, and I gave him food, and I gave him drinks. And I would come out and check on him from time to time, and all was well. And then all of a sudden, more tents popped up. We had 5 at one time in the park. And then the fires started popping up. We had 9 one time in the park, and that's a fire hazard. We just want to keep the park nice and clean and
No,
keep
Sammy,
everybody
they just
safe.
stole your car.
I don't think there's anything in there that's worth the value.
So yeah, everything was fine for a while, but then some others started showing up, I guess when they heard that, you know, they could live over here. And everything started to go south. The first thing that happened was one of them jumped behind the bar and assaulted one of my employees and tried to
My
steal the
goodness.
alcohol out of the fridge. And then they started hitting people at one time. And then eventually they started stabbing people. And then they started peeing all over the place, and
Oh
not
my
just
God.
even not just going in a bush, but like right here in front of the door, exposing themselves to me and everyone around. And at one time, they pulled in a van. They jumped on it, got on the roof, and started peeing off the roof. And then they took the van and backed it up into the doors and turned the engine on, trapping one of my employees inside with all those noxious fumes.
Jesus.
So when all that happened, I decided to contact a lawyer and see about getting a restraining order. And I did that. That was signed by Chester Fiddlesticks, the lawyer. And then it was also approved and signed off by the Chief Justice. Now, I got this restraining order probably about a week ago. And Mac has been the only one that's been showing up. And he's been fine. He's been peaceful. And so I've let him stick around. But then this
Okay.
other one comes around, and they start causing problems. I didn't want to have to act on the restraining order, but they kind of forced my hand. And that's what's happened.
My goodness, it sounds like you've been through a lot, especially here at your business and in the vicinity of Legion Square. So
Yeah.
you make it sound like they've you tried to be peaceful with them at the start, but then
I tried.
you've had to lay your foot down and be quite stern with them due to their behaviors.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because I would rather be nice to people and help people out, and that's what I tried to do in the beginning.
Mm.
But they didn't want to be peaceful or, keep the park clean. And
So
they would like come in the bar and throw up. They would lay right in front of the door where people had to step over them to get inside.
Mm-hmm. So they did mention to me a couple things due to their opinion.
Okay.
They told me that you are a bit of a kingpin of a secret organization, and
That's
you have
funny.
been giving a lot of information about criminal activities and how to do them. Do you believe this
Correct.
statement?
No, because number one, I'm always at work. I mean, I'm always here when you come here, right?
Mm-hmm. That is true. You are always here.
If I'm not here, you can pretty much find me at the farm. Those are pretty much the two places I've been. I'm
And
always
they mentioned
working.
you are married to head of the Saints, and apparently you feed them information and gossip that you hear.
I am not married. I am seeing Terry, but that's as far as that goes. I'm not affiliated with them. I just sometimes do stuff with him.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with seeing people at all, no matter
Nope.
what their work ethic is. It's all about the connection
Yep.
rather than people's
Yep.
backgrounds.
I have nothing to do with their business. I have my own business to worry about, and it keeps me very, very busy.
So I guess another question would be is what do you feel like should be done here about the homeless? Should there be a strict guard, like a park ranger that patrols Legion Square? Do you believe that they should be put in prison for breaching their restraining order? What do you think should happen to these individuals?
Well, they've already been to prison a number of times for all the things that they've done, but they don't seem to learn their lesson. So again, that's where the restraining order had to come into play. Again, it's unfortunate. I would have much rather been nice and tried to help them out. I would think eventually.
Damn, it's fucking busy here.
I think eventually they would, hopefully get off the streets and find a home and find a job. And I tried to encourage Mac to do that. Find a job and find a way to make some money so he can get off the streets and take better care of himself.
Yeah.
But they didn't seem very interested in it. The only thing they seem interested in is alcohol and just laying around here.
I see.
Yeah, they fucked up the car.
Well, I want to thank you for everything you said about them, and we'll definitely take this back to the public and maybe let them decide on the rights of the homeless and the rights of you to own a business and such, and the conflicts between you both. Maybe it's up to people to form their own opinion, if you will.
Yeah, I never wanted any conflict, but they kind of forced my hand there. They brought the conflict, not me.
Okay, well, thank you so much for this interview, Mary Jane.
You're welcome.
This just in, the homeless have finally been evicted out of Legion Square. Looks like the restraining order that they have against them has been put into play. But they've only gone and moved right close by. They're right across the street in the Legion parking garage. I wonder if we can get a little closer and find out what they think of their new home. Or will they have any plans of trying to fight this case moving into Legion Square? Hello, gentlemen.
Hello again, sir. Look what we've been resorted to.
Is this what happened?
The beans again, you know.
Did they put you over here, or did you move here willingly by
The
yourself?
No, the police told us you can only go on this bit of grass near the bins.
Really?
You see
How
what
does
we've been
that
subjected to?
And they threw us out with the trash.
disgusting behavior? I'm sorry to hear that this has been the way you've been
Yeah,
treated.
that police woman over there with the blonde hair.
Really?
Isla Gren, I think she said her name was.
What was the statement that they said to you? Was it just like you are
No,
being
she said you
forcibly
can't.
removed?
She said you can't be on this bit of ground. You got
Yeah,
go
forcibly
over.
removed or we get arrested and $5,000 fine and 25-month in prison.
Aye, move your
My
tent over there
goodness.
behind the bins
Yeah,
where you belong.
Exact words, you know.
Make sure I
My
make the front
goodness.
paper. She said Move behind the bins where you belong.
Look at them, and look at everybody. They still cannot leave us alone, you know. Look at them. They still not leave us alone.
Look at them all guns ready. What's wrong with the city? All the guns. What's your
Not too
guns
sure.
already?
You said the blonde officer put you over here?
Aye. Yeah, she said go behind the bins where you belong.
My goodness. Well, I'm gonna go get myself a formal statement from that officer right there.
Here we are behind them in a cramped little bit of grass. We can
Not
only
even
fit
enough
one.
room.
A nice park with a lovely swimming pool, with nice surroundings, to a little bit of grass.
We're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go top and tail. It's gonna only fit one tent.
My.
Oh, speak of the devil, she here, Luke.
Where'd she go?
Right beside you.
Where are they going?
This way. I don't know.
Oh, they gone running.
After them.
In pursuit. Excuse me, miss. Can we just get a formal statement for the press real quick?
2 minutes, sorry. We're just currently dealing with a potential
Guy with a gun.
Were you the officer that moved these homeless individuals across the street?
Yeah, I am.
May I ask why the case has come to this? Why have they been removed from Legion Square, a nice park where they have been able to maintain a home there, utilize the surroundings well enough? Why have they been moved?
As far as I'm aware, just FYI, it's only my second day back on the job.
Aiden, Sammy
okay?
has just developed.
So, what we had was, there's been a restraining order put against these 2 gentlemen plus 2 others.
Hit and run!
Shit, hit and run!
Behind you!
He just assaulted us. He's done nothing.
It is unfolding here. It is unfolding. He's got a hammer. Whoa. Oh my goodness!
What the fuck?
Oh my goodness!
Holy shit!
The homeless individual has just been tased due to the hammering of that innocent civilian there in the high vis.
Can we get the mic in there? Yeah, there we go.
Been tased a second time. Guns are drawn by the officers behind the car here to my right.
Holy
Been
crap,
tased
he's got a
third
hammer.
time. He does have a dangerous weapon in his hand, which could cause harm to the officers nearby. He's jumping into the police officer's car. He's been tased out of that car.
Oh, there's
officer
violence going on
accidentally hit
between
another
police
officer.
officers. Oh my god.
My goodness.
This is wild. He got backhanded. Absolutely demolished.
Backhanded with a baton. One of the homeless men are down and out for the count. No.
He's seen Jesus.
Is he gonna get up? Is he gonna get up?
Both homeless men are
Up from
down.
that backhand.
This civilian looks like he's going to need some treatment. The other guy's on rollerblades now. Here we are in front of the triage unit.
We gave that man a lesson he deserved.
Over here on San Andreas Avenue, opposite Legion Square. The individual has just been hitting this person in the high vis. Brutally attacked him with a hammer. And then caused him more ruckus on the
Whoa, there's
street.
more going on. This is great.
All the officers have left this victim on the street. No one's attending to his wounds. Or even trying to stabilize this man.
So, any comment for the camera?
Right. Keep going.
He's unresponsive.
Keep going down the street.
He's unresponsive.
Do not put your gun on me again.
Let's just watch the scene unfold.
You see what happened? You see what happened?
Oh, I'm seeing everything, sir.
Let's move down here. Come on.
Right, you're live.
I suppose we have to give the officers credit here. They did, rush to the scene right away and deal with the homeless individual with the hammer. They did set up a triage unit as quickly as they could and treat both the victim and the assaulter. But nevertheless, a scene like that has happened. An individual was struck with a hammer in broad daylight right in the street. The officers weren't able to apprehend them right away. Maybe they were distracted. I'm not too sure. But we can only hope that everything soon recovers from all this and some formality can be brought back to these streets, especially down here at San Andreas Avenue at Legion Square. Now, were these gentlemen provoked by defending their home, or were the police's actions correctly justified in removing these possible threats from our society? And with knowing that, are any of us truly free to defend ourselves and our homes when it matters, or do we have to lay down and take it whenever the man decides? In brighter news, There is set to be a huge fight night to take place in the upcoming days on the 4th of January at the Kilala, titled The New Year's Battlegrounds. Here we go on scene for an exclusive pre-warm-up sparring session and some interviews, both from one of the fighters and from the event organizers themselves, Mr. Gordon Bennett and Maddie Mercer. Okay, so I'm standing with the two brains that are putting this event together. On my left, I have
Matty Mercer.
And on my right, I have
Gordon Bennett.
And these are the two individuals that are putting together this event. What would you call the event, gentlemen?
It's called New Year's Battleground.
New Year's Battleground. And what does that entail of? I get that it sounds kind of like your usual games that you hear, but what does this event have in store for the people that come to watch?
I'm glad you asked. It's got a stacked card from top to bottom.
Oh, okay.
Top to bottom. Not only is it featuring myself, Gordon Bennett, in a one-on-one bout versus Danny DeWalt, who I like to call Drill Bit because he's a bit of a boring tool. But let's get back onto the card. Matty, do you want to give him the next bout?
Yes, I can. Let me remind myself what that is. So the next bout after that is one of the fighters is here tonight is Lucinda, who's the owner of Up and Atom, versus George Lane. It's a bit of a grudge match. Apparently, Lucinda's been a little bit nasty to George, so he wants to get some comeback on her. So that's going to be. I think that's my bet for fight of the night.
And then, not only have you got that smorgasbord of bouts to deal with, we've got a brawl for all as the mid-main event. Now that we're talking about there is it's an open invitation. Anybody can get involved. Is someone out there you might want?
And then our next fight is two relatively unknowns, Icon Tucker versus Casper Rains. Don't know much about either fighter. Icon's been down here and done a little bit of sparring with Daisy, and he's looked all right. Casper, we've not seen much of, but I'm looking forward to it. I like these sort of fights, and I think it's going to be a good one.
Fantastic. Is that all the bouts, or?
It certainly is not. You'd think you'd be forgiven for thinking, oh, we're being spoilt here with the amount of bouts and the names that are coming on this, but we're not going to stop there. There's more. There's even more. The co-main event, it's Reno Bronson in a challenge. And Matty, I believe someone accepted his challenge recently.
Yeah, someone's been in contact. They wanted to keep it secret. It should be a big surprise on the night. But it's Reno Bronson's open challenge, and it's going to be a real exciting
mystery about for the times.
I am excited to see this entire card. It sounds incredible, especially the mid-main, the brawl. I cannot wait to see those haymakers get swung and see who goes down first.
We still have a main event to tell you about.
Go on, please tell me.
Please, sir.
We've got an absolute grudge match between Ali Gren, Tommy Taylor, and Gabe Wolfstein. It's going to be an absolute free-for-all. It's a triple threat match, the first ever boxing triple threat match, and it's...
So there's going to be some absolute venom in the main event. I am excited to say the least. Well, I guess with that, what are the up-and-coming things before the fight? When is your press conference ready to go?
Yeah, the press conference is not to be missed Monday night in this current location, I believe, if that's right, Matty.
We are currently, but we are looking for other venues. So if there is anyone out there who's
we're looking for conference rooms, maybe that could host some Microsoft Office type of thing. It doesn't matter anyway. Any slideshow software is available.
So do you have a specific date of when this fight night is going to be happening here?
Yeah, it's going to be Saturday, the 4th of January, 8 p.m. or 3 p.m. if your timeline leans that way. We want people. The doors will open around 7 o'clock. There's going to be beers available. There's going to be food available from Legion Bar. They're supplying the food on the night, so we're going to have...
Thanks to Legion Bar.
Yeah, top class entertainment with the boxing and top class food. Thanks to Legion Bar.
Fantastic.
And the after party, Marty, I think we should mention the after party.
Yeah, the after party will be at Club 77. Dan, all fighters will get in free on the night, but everyone else there is a charge. But it should be an excellent night from start to finish.
Are there any sponsors for this fight? Are there any
not yet.
winnings for the fight?
We are looking for sponsors. We are looking for people to perhaps put a prize purse up for us. So if there is,
I think it's just worth mentioning that the initial presentation is brought to you by Riptide. Just
absolutely, Riptide presentation.
If you want to, but we're looking for investment support, anything on the day to make the community come together for a bit of a sporting bout, a spectacle bring everybody together in the spirit it's intended. Everybody's welcome.
Yeah. My name's Gabriel Wolfstein, and I got a serious grudge to settle. Like that? Is that all right?
That's great. So tell me, what grudge are you settling tonight on January 4th?
Tonight on January 4th, I've had enough of Ali Gren's bullshit. Her and her little pal, what is his name, Tommy Shit Curtains, are really I'm gonna sock it to them, and I'm gonna kick their ass big time.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So you're gonna give them that sock tour?
Yeah, exactly. 1 2 1 2 bam.
That's what we like to hear. Have you taken any training methods or any preparation up to this fight? Are you training any differently?
I've been training under Matty just now, and I beat up a woman just now in the ring. So they said it's all right. I said, look, I don't want to beat up a woman. They said, no, it's fine. You can do it in here. So no one could get angry at me for that. It was
nope. You're all athletes at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. And it was Daisy. She's right with it. So I've been training. Matty sort of gave me a few things. I've actually got a background of. I trained under. I won't go on about it because it's a bit embarrassing, really. But I went to China for a while. Trained under some Shaolin monks, and they taught me some ancient techniques. But I'm not allowed to use those. I'll have to. I've been training in a different style because otherwise I'd absolutely destroy Ali and Tommy.
I see. Well, maybe you can use the mental practice that you learned with the Shaolin monks. They train a lot with their mentality and their chi, right? Is that what they say? So I'm certain that you must have some sort of upper hand here in the fight, that you've trained your chi and your mind, your body, your spirit.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see you fight.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad finally, no one ever believes me when I say this. So I'm glad somebody at last is taking it seriously. You're right. It's a mental and physical, and some might say sexual endeavour to be trained in the ancient art of Dong Fu. But I'm not allowed to use that, so now I just have to go with dirty street fighting.
I see. So, with that being said and everything you've just told me, what are your predictions for the night? Who's going down first? And are there any other competitors out there that you wish to maybe challenge on another event?
Not yet. I mean, Ali's just really pissed me off. So she's been. Do you know what she's been doing? Actually, unbelievable. This is putting up posters about me, horrible posters slandering my name, all over the city. She put them. It's embarrassing. And now I've done detective work and found out it was her. So now that's how we got into all this.
So what are the predictions? What do you think's gonna happen? Couple punches then out, or is it gonna be a long fight?
Probably just instantly 1 2. In fact, probably what my plan is to sort of jump in the air and do a flying kick with both my legs and take them both out at the same time.
Like a helicopter.
Yeah, a bit like a spinning bird kick. You know of it? Yeah. Sort of spin around, done.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to the people before the fight and before the conference as well?
Just thanks to all my dedicated fans for keeping track of it. They can follow me on Xbox, which is Dragon Slayer 69XXZX, if they want to keep up with stuff.
Okay. Gabe, thank you so much for this interview and good luck on your press conference and good luck on fight night. I will be seeing you there.
Oh yeah. Well, thanks for taking the time to listen to me.
You're welcome. Whoa, that's looking to be one spectacular event. More to come on that in the coming hours. But we hope to see you there on the 4th of January at the Key La La for the fight night. And that's all from us on our first broadcast today, folks. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we will be filming the truth for you from here on out with issues being released all the time. If you have a problem or a crime that's going unpunished, reach out to CNT Hotline. Along with that, should you want to feature on some of our ad space, then feel free to inquire with either myself, Donnie Miles, or the guy behind the camera right now, Samuel Livingston. With that, we wish you a good night and a safe tomorrow. Thank you for watching.